Hi, welcome to part 2 of my very first major sewing. Hey, welcome to part 2 of my very first major sewing project. Previously I talked about how I was taking a very frumpy dress, trying to turn it into something cute. I pretty much took the entire thing apart and am in the process of completely resewing it. I had gotten previously really frustrated, took it completely apart, put it back together again, almost the exact same way, and just it was just the same with less quality, a little bit taken in, and it wasn't really worth the work and it didn't look good. But after taking a break from it for a while, I was thinking, many months passed. Finally, it hit me that I wanted braided straps. I had these big sleeves that I didn't want to use, didn't know how I wanted to use them. So the big piece of inspiration that got me back into this project was doing the braided straps. So now that I knew this was my goal, I basically took the entire thing apart all over again and barreled forward with that as my goal. going to finish the braided straps, and then I'm going to undo all the basting on the top to make sure all the fabric is lined up well. Rebaste it really close to the edge of where I want to sew it because the layers were slipping when I was trying to do it before. And then I need to test the lining, test the stretch, because I have a suspicion that I might need a zipper for how much tighter I made this. Just because when I sew, there's going to be a seam right here. And I don't think the seam is going to stretch as much as the fabric. So I gotta test it and go on from there. When I tried to do this before, I looked up how to work with these types of stretchy fabrics and knit fabrics, and I discovered that I was supposed to have a certain type of needle. I wasn't able to go and buy it, and I was just working with the regular. Basically, I didn't have the type of needle that I needed. As far as I knew, I discovered, based upon weeks later after struggling, my sewing machine came with the needle I needed. It's right here. I have it. Now I get to stitch it up. Call me crazy. That looks pretty good. So now that I've got a bunch of the basting out, I need to remove all these seams, but since I'm only using this much fabric anyway, it just makes more sense to cut most of it rather than fighting ripping all this apart because it's going to be miserable. this is definitely better the second time around than the first time. Oh, that's still very puckered though. No, I don't wanna. Why does this happen? Gosh, I'm gonna have to redo this. Oh, you know what? It's totally fine now that I've cut all the excess out. It's perfect. It is crazy how much I've learned working on this project. After basically taking, like I said before, the whole thing apart and redoing it twice now, I know how to work with this fabric so much more easily. I'm a lot quicker with it. I'm using the correct needle. The top is completely done. I don't have footage of just this stage because I've already sewn a little bit past it, unfortunately. But it's looking really good. It's looking a lot better than it did before. And I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this. And it feels pretty good. We're almost there. Almost done and almost on to the next thing. I have like a ridiculous list of stuff I want to work on when it's done. One at a time, for now. I really need to work on my ability to finish projects, so I'm trying to really stick to one, then the next, and then the next. If I can get to the point where I can take on more than one project at once, so be it. For now, I'm just sticking to one and getting it done. So, we're on the final stretch of this project. I am glad I made it 3 parts because it would have been ridiculously long and kind of awkwardly long. I don't think I have the filming experience to make anyone watch a video that long. Anyway, I cannot wait for the big reveal. It's coming sooner rather than later, definitely sooner than the time that passed between my first video and the second one. So, stick around. The final reveal will be in part 3.